Welcome back to Sideline Shenanigans post-draft. Oh, here
It's
we
a new
go.
year. Here we
back
go.
Back to the bowl we go, baby. Before we talk about relevant, competent teams, we're going to go through some drafts we both didn't like, talk about some other random picks we loved, and then wrap it up with the two kings of the AFC, the Pats and the Chiefs. Cole Mathewson, what is one draft you did not like of this?
I think, like every show out there, you gotta just start with the biggest miss of the weekend. The Rams, what are we doing? Ty Simpson at 13, Ruben Bain on the board, a disaster. I didn't think the Rams I'm kind of a Rams hater. I think they're a little overrated. I think they're farther away than just one piece, and Stafford's not getting any younger. So, I don't know. I do not think they're a contender this year, really, after this draft.
I'm with you and against you. I love the Rams. I do think no one's truly a just one piece away. Even the Seahawks lost half their team this offseason. It's just what happens. Right. But with the Rams, not even just Ruben Bain. If you're worried about the arm length, there's a lot of great O-linemen on the board at that time. Some good, just pure D.
Freeling was still on the board, right?
Exactly. Freeling,
maybe the best tackle in the draft was on the board.
Freeling would have been perfect for them because he could truly sit and develop. Also, maybe the best way to support your quarterback who's old and can't really move anymore is to get really good protection. I would have liked them taking Ruben Bain because they already have Jared Verse, so it feels like less of a risk if you're worried about the arm length. He could be a true 2, which I feel like is what he is. So it definitely was weird. I saw something that was Ty Simpson was picked only 3 picks after Patrick Mahomes, only 5 picks after Josh Allen. It's the value of quarterback has just gone up so much, and I don't think he has near the measurables of Josh and Pat, who both even fell a little. So I can't understand it. I don't see a first round talent.
I do think in general when so many teams, it's just crazy how they evaluate quarterbacks. So many teams are quarterbackless, and you're telling me no one's good? I don't know. I get it, but there are some teams I would have liked to maybe shoot a shot at quarterback a little earlier.
Jets.
Pavia didn't go at all. Nussmeier went to you guys. There's some of these teams that could have maybe taken a shot at a quarterback late. Why not with a 5th or 6th round pick? But the Rams were not one of them. Also just so out of character. Just go get a vet. Go trade for the next Stafford. You know what I mean? They've given up all their future already and all their picks to just go use this 13th overall.
With a guy who can't make a layered throw, which is all McVay and Stafford do, is layered throw after layered throw out of the pocket.
Less starts than Mac Jones in college. There's so many things where it's there is almost no way this is going to work out.
Yeah, my take right now is that Ty Simpson is not an NFL prospect and that it's going to look disastrous for the Rams after Stafford leaves. But my other take is, you have a future Hall of Fame quarterback or Hall of Fame adjacent quarterback, because who knows anymore, in his prime. Just, kind of sell the house to be good these next 2 years, and it's okay if you suck the 2 years after that.
In his prime? Definitely not his prime. I think Stafford must have said...
End of his prime.
Oh. Yeah, I guess. He's reaching out of his prime at this point.
He won an MVP, and even if you don't agree with that, he's still one of the 2 best players in the league by anyone's measure, so...
Yeah, that's true. But, I don't know. I don't know if you can win a Super Bowl without a somewhat mobile quarterback. I don't know. I think Stafford must have said, this is my last year. He must have. What else? I don't know.
I guess. I also think you can win a Super Bowl without a somewhat mobile quarterback if you maybe have a really, really good O-line. So keep investing in that, right?
Yeah.
Keep getting him weapons who can get open quickly. That's how you support him, and that's their path to winning a Super Bowl is him playing really well in the pocket.
Or if they could have one of the best defensive lines and do, we've seen the team that comes out of the NFC has an unbelievable D-line the past 2 years. Doesn't really matter what quarterback they play.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
And he's by far, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the NFC. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Did not like the Rams draft. That one's an obvious one. I'm gonna go in the same division, the Niners. My thing with the Niners is you got a huge coaching advantage when you're playing most people because of how good Kyle Shanahan is. But I think two of the best coaches in the NFL are in your own division. So let's not even talk about the rest of the NFC or the AFC. You've got Mike McDonald, who's a rising star. You got Sean McVay, who's an established star. And you're reaching on a wide receiver with a third or fourth round grade who, just because he's a really good blocker with your, near first round pick, they traded out, so it was 34 or something. And then they went a lot of D-line. They went tackle late. It didn't feel like their draft had a cohesive vision. It felt like they reached a lot. It felt like Kyle Shanahan likes what he likes and he runs that draft. And you've got aging Fred Warner, aging D-line, aging O-line, and you just go for a wide receiver when there's great edges and O-line available. It just felt weird.
Yeah, totally. I think everyone in your first two picks, you gotta go one trench at least.
Yes.
One side of the ball, you have to pick a trench. Just for value-wise and, depth, those positions get hurt all the time. And that's what you see the great teams do, is at least one of your first two picks, someone in the trenches. I agree. You add Mike Evans in the offseason.
And then still get a wide receiver.
I read they're begging people to offer them something for Ayuk now. It's what is this story? Why did they do this?
He was sitting at the podium and he picked up his phone and he goes, "Give us a call." I'm that's so icky. What are you going to get, a 6th round pick?
Ayuk's pretty good too. He's just always hurt, I guess. But it makes me be a year or two ago, Ayuk said no to the Patriots. Remember that for 34? We offered him the most money. And
he
said
to the Commanders. Yeah.
Awful decision. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm out on the Niners, and I know we're going to get ready to do our predictions week, the end of August, July, sometime in there, and for me, I don't have the Niners making this tough NFC playoff at all. It's so deep. And if you believe the Cowboys are going to be better, or the Giants, which I think is true, I think the NFC North is getting minimum 2 teams. So it's too crowded. Their division's too good, and they're going to not win as many games.
I don't know if I can go there yet. Just for the coaching, I feel like that was kind of the feeling last year. But I don't know. They do just score auto points if CMC is healthy, and that. I think coaching, it's all of a sudden they're just oh man, they have 11 wins, and it's, I don't know.
My rule about CMC and fantasy is every other year, and this is a down year. So, staying in the NFC, I'll say another team that I didn't like their draft, because I know you agree with this, the Bears. This one hurts. I wanted to like their draft so bad. You're not going to like this. Did not leave the draft with an edge or a tackle.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Insane.
I don't even. Yeah, I'm at a loss for.
It's hard to. Yeah, what's the much less one of your first two picks, just to go 0 trenches, is man, are they in that kind of spot where they can do that?
They did get some D-line help, but not a true edge. I felt like their first pick made sense because he fell. I thought Dylan Thyman was great value where he fell, but if you're taking that value, then you have to be a little more diligent about your later picks, or even be willing to trade up. And then going tight end round 2, when you maybe have the best tight end duo in the league, is very weird, just so you can run 13 personnel.
Which tight end did they end up snagging?
Sam Roush, who people were really high on.
Roush. Okay,
people were high on him. They thought maybe he could be tight end 3 of this class.
Yeah. But it was one of the most tight ends that have ever gone, right? In a draft.
Yeah. I still feel, though, Komet's still good. Loveland might be the best tight end in the league next year. That's his ceiling. So I didn't get that vision at all.
I don't either. I don't know. I'm wondering if Ben Johnson is maybe a little too involved, or even last year it felt like they reached on tight end and could have got an elite lineman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got tight end in the 3rd round, wide receiver in the 4th. They got their center in the 2nd round. I like that. But then using your 3rd and 4th round picks on positions that I love on your team, when you don't have any edge help, you don't have any pressure on the quarterback, your tackles hurt. What's the vision, Bears?
I know. That's what I'm most worried for Caleb, is just
protection.
I think they made some moves last offseason, but I don't know, with a hurt left tackle, and he needs to clean up the easy stuff, which is kind of you need just a little bit of protection, and then get a better base going this year, because a lot of magic happened for Caleb last year, but that is not guaranteed. Like, ideally, there's a lot less magic required.
And he can just throw a
for the Bears.
5-yard out route or a 5-yard
Right,
slant.
and you can be running the ball with 9 minutes left in the fourth because you're up 10 points at least. Like, that would be ideal instead of these bombs. So I don't know. I'm a little nervous for him.
Me too. I figured Bears might be one of the teams you think about leaving off in the NFC. I still think that their coaching and quarterback advantage is huge, but
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I do.
Yeah.
I root for Caleb over most teams in the NFC. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you got to see him live, so it's like it's always.
He didn't look very.
He
good.
did not look good that
He looked
game.
small and pretty bad. So I don't know. We'll see.
Any other drafts you really didn't like?
I mean, nobody, I think, besides those that were really bad. We'll see. I guess I like Tyson at 9 did feel high. Or
That felt really
at 8. High for the Saints. I was just like, man, they're a team that just needs a lot of good players. I don't know if I love going receiver. I guess it's good for Shuck, but like, maybe
Yeah.
Freeling there. Like, just protect Shuck and
We
take
we know that they were planning to take Delane there, so I think maybe they just were like, Tyson's our next player on the board. Like,
yeah.
maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
Totally.
It did feel, yeah, I get it. Offensive coach though, so they want weapons.
Yeah, and I guess can help the rookie. I don't know. We'll see. They took another. Did they take Stowers?
No, they took Delp late.
Oh, they took Delp. Right. That I like.
I like that.
I like getting a big body tight end for
I think he'll play.
up and
I think
coming
he'll
quarterback.
start.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they took him early. So
No, I think I saw something that was like big fantasy riser was Tyler Shuck after this draft, but I'm kind of with you that another good way to help your young quarterback is trenches, good defense, and I feel like they need so many things that taking an injury-prone wide receiver, though with the highest ceiling of any wide receiver in this draft,
yeah,
is a little
technically
risky.
maybe better than Tate. Like I get it.
He can
but-
be better. He was better than Tate before all the injuries.
Right. But
The-
you never. If injuries in college are scary because it just.
Well, it was 3 and like missed. I think he missed as many games as he
consistent
played.
injury in college. It's like you're not going to get to the pros and all of a sudden be fine.
Yeah, yeah. The other one I don't like that just to mention would be the Dolphins. I know we're going to talk about how all the corners fell, but taking Chris Johnson when there was 5 higher graded corners on the board, and I know grades are subjective, and let's take McCoy out of it because of all the injuries, but you got Terrell, Hood, Sis, and Pons still on the board. Sis and Pons were supposed to be round 2 picks. Chris Johnson was supposed to be round 2, fringe round 3. The Dolphins take him. I don't know. That felt weird. And then they also took Caden Proctor with their first pick, who I would have loved him if he went to the Lions. I would have loved him if he went to the Eagles. But he has a work ethic problem. Even Nick Saban said that on the broadcast. It's like you get drafted and your former coach is like, ugh, work ethic problem. And now you're putting him in Miami, maybe the hardest place to succeed if you have a work ethic problem. So that felt weird. The Dolphins' first round. But who cares?
Totally.
They suck.
I mean, exactly. There's nothing the Dolphins could do to get good, so I kind of don't even care. Like, sucks you have to waste your picks because you're just so irrelevant, but...
and you're
Until they have a quarterback, you might as well stay bad. That's why it's almost like, man, there's no need to trade up, get really good. It's like...
Yeah,
No,
we'll take the 6th or 7th best corner in the draft.
Best case scenario for the Dolphins is they're the worst team in football and they get the number 1 pick. Like, that is the only success for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think the reason I'm hung up on it is their new GM came from the Packers, and the Packers are like considered maybe the best organization historically at drafting. And both those picks didn't feel right to me. So,
Yeah. No, that's fair.
any drafts you love before we talk about our own team?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the steal of the draft was the Bucks at 15 getting Bane.
I think the steal of the draft was the Cowboys getting Downs. I felt like the
That's
Giants
true,
should
too.
have taken him.
Yes, I agree. But Cowboys did, like, they made a move up for that. Like, the Bucks just sat and, like, looked around at everyone and just, yep, that's our guy. Like, that, I think, was pretty, like, man, if you're them, you're like, did this really just happen? Like, okay.
I mean, great tape. Again, I felt like the measurables make me nervous about him in the top 10. I was kind of fading him after these last few weeks because hearing all these coaches come out on TV talking about the measurables of edges and like comps for him, and comps for him were like not people you would just, like, not someone
Yeah.
you'd want to spend a top 10 pick on. But I think in Tampa, if they have a good D-line, he doesn't have to be, like, the star. Like, it could, I think that's a good fit.
Yeah. I do think he should have been a top 10 pick. And to quote you from last week, you said production was insane. If not for short arms, he's the second best player in the draft. Like,
That's true.
I think people get hung up on these measurables, and rarely is it like, see, like, these too little. I don't know. I get that, like, his ceiling is capped because of it.
Yeah,
but,
I think that's
man,
it.
he could easily win Defensive Player of Rookie of the Year. Like, I just think for him to fall to 15, some of these guys that went before him, like, I don't know. That to me, like, I was a little out on the Bucks, but I don't know. Maybe if they can have an elite defense and Baker can just be like how he started last season. I know they don't have Evans anymore, but they might be okay.
I was going to pick the Saints to win that division, but I think I'm sticking with the Bucks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
They're kind of trending back up. I don't know.
Yeah. I do think Saints could be competitive. I think they could be the second best team in that division.
I'd be more scared of the Saints if they took Bane at 8 than Tyson, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like odds Tyson
Again, I think
plays
the
every game. Yeah, I don't know.
that still reads like a panic pick to me because we went up to get Mansour, then Sonny Styles fell to the Commanders, and now the Saints are like, wow, all of our top graded defenders are off the board. Let's just take a wide receiver. Like, that's what that felt like.
Yeah, totally.
I liked Cleveland's draft. I felt like the first 4 picks were all slam dunks. Being able to leave the first 4 picks with one of the top 3 safeties in the draft. They also got Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston. And your first pick is on the O-line. That feels like, wow. 3 of our first 4 picks, the first 3, were about the offense, giving Shador protection. And one of these wide receivers is going to be good, right? So we have 2 number 1 options now to kind of battle that out. And then you have the safety fall to you. Great draft.
Oh, yeah, I love it. Browns might be good. Mason Graham last year, you still got Garrett. Like, that defense is looking solid.
Defense
You
is
added
gonna be
the
good.
O-line. Like, could Shador make the playoffs this year? Like, we're going to find out. Is there a world Shador is the best quarterback in that draft still? Like, I do think it's on the board. I don't know.
think Jackson Dart's going to look really good this year with Harbaugh. I also like their draft. I thought Arvell
Giants killed it, yeah.
Arvell Reese at 5 was a steal. I heard Colin Coward's take that, like, their left tackle is always hurt, so their right tackle has to play left tackle, which is why they went CeCe Maginoa over Downs. I still think that, like, your tackle group is stronger than your secondary group, so I wouldn't have hated, like, taking Downs there and maybe trading back up into the first round because you have a high second-round pick to get a tackle. I think that might have been better value.
Yeah.
But I expect the Giants to be competing for that division. That would be my expectation.
I agree. I think it's always, like, not ideal to, like, take a worse rated player than players available right there. You know what I mean? Like, the tackle obviously was not, like, Caleb Downs is such a higher rated player than that. But when you put yourself in a situation for need, like, I do get it.
Yeah.
But I agree. Downs is just so much better value and would have been so much more exciting. But Dart's pretty not the smartest quarterback in terms of protecting himself. Neither is Scadaboo. Yeah, like, I do get it. You kind of had to do that, but
these fucking crackheads, you gotta protect them.
Literally.
I mean, Giants and Cowboys, I thought the Cowboys did a great job. I think they reached to maybe a little on their first round pick, but they have a good D-line, so if they feel like this guy's better for the future and doesn't have to play this year, great. I kind of expect the Giants or the Cowboys to win that division. I think they could be great, like, contenders to go from, like, a worst to first scenario. I also could see the Browns getting second in the North.
Me too. They kind of got the pieces. Like, it is up to Shador. Like, I do think...
If Shador is good, they should make the playoffs.
Exactly. Like, it is. It's just kind of... Which is exactly what you need to do for these. It's, like, the first time I feel like the Browns have set someone up to actually test them. You know what I mean? Like, clearly Baker didn't get a real test there. Like, the team wasn't good enough around him because, like, he's much better now. I do think for so long these not functioning well teams just, like, you draft a great quarterback, you have nothing good around them, you give up on them in 2-3 years because they can't win games with the team, and then they end up going somewhere else and winning. Yeah. No, I also like the Raiders draft a lot.
Yes, Raiders are a great
Maybe
draft.
one of the best. Like,
yeah.
They should be good. This is, like, the Raiders to me are a team that, like, new coaches, new quarterback, spent 200 plus million in the offseason, had a really good draft. Like, it reminds me of the way I was talking about the Patriots last year, where it's like there's 7 new things that make me like them more.
It's like the Raiders is tough because if they were in any other division, I think they would get a good pick to go from worst to first. I think they would be a solid pick to be like, they could make the playoffs at 10 wins this year. I think in the AFC West, you ain't making the playoffs with 10 wins.
Yeah.
I
think though, like those games are always close. Like even Chiefs Raiders is always close. Like I bet they could go.
Except
they could
this year.
Split their division. They could go 3-3 easy, or like I don't know. Like they might be okay.
I didn't like the Broncos draft, and a lot of that is when you don't have a first round pick, you have to like fill needs with guys who maybe feel like reaches.
Yep.
I also feel like they gave up a lot for Waddle, so they didn't have a lot of picks. I think they're all in on Bo Nix on the rookie contract. I'm not in on Bo Nix. It felt Mac Jonesy the first year where he had flashes, and it feels like that's just his ceiling, partially because of age. I could see a world where the Broncos fall off and the Raiders emerge. I don't know if there can be 4 good teams in a division. And
right.
I expect the Chiefs to be better. I don't even think that's a crazy take. I expect the Chargers to be really scary. So
I do think, you think back to the Bills-Broncos game, I don't know if I can see the Broncos falling off. I do agree, like, if Chiefs, Broncos, and Chargers are all good, yeah, Raiders don't actually have a chance. For me, that team would be, like, the Chiefs can't quite get back to where they were.
If Mahomes is coming late, or like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have to be the Chiefs if the Raiders are slipping in. But I agree, that's less likely than...
I disagree because I think the Chiefs had a better offseason than the Broncos. And again, I don't even think that's a hot take.
Yeah. It's not, but they, like... You had to have. You were so much farther away than the Broncos were. The Broncos were knocking on the door. You know what I mean? Like,
I think Andy Reid's the best coach in the division, but call coaching a wash because Sean Payton's good too. We still have a huge quarterback advantage. I think our D coordinator's better. They lost coordinators. Like, I think it's going to be a Chiefs-Chargers division. I think the way the Raiders can be, like, in the mix for a playoff hunt is, like, Broncos are hovering around 500. Some things feel weird. Like, they split a lot of... They steal one from the Chiefs. They steal one from the Chargers.
Broncos' defense stayed pretty intact. I don't think they're going to be hovering around 500. I do think we owe the Broncos a little bit more respect. I mean, AFC Championship, like, Bo Nix looked amazing against the Bills.
That was his best game I've ever seen.
Yeah, so trending up at the right time. If he comes back from his broken bone, fine. Like,
but it is still a quarterback.
I don't think we can expect that. Yeah, absolutely, but he's still so young. I don't know.
I have bet the Chiefs to win the division. I bet it a while ago. I bet it before Walker, and now I could cash out now and earn money because the odds have shifted in our favor. So I expect the division to be won by the Chiefs or the Chargers. The Chiefs or the Chargers. Before we get more into the Chiefs, how are you feeling about your Pats draft? Which, by the way, the winner for the Pats is Mekhi Lemon to the Eagles.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Eagles, talk about
Great
just
pick.
Destroying your leverage. Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I'm seeing a lot of 2028 first round pick now.
I wouldn't hate that at all, Fabio.
Yeah, that I love.
That's
we keep
crazy.
all our 2027 round picks.
Are the Eagles trying to draft a quarterback and stocking up on later picks? Like, is that what's happening?
I don't know. I don't know. They don't want to give up their 2027, and honestly, I don't either, because we can be trading that shit back or whatever. Like, 2027 is going to be a great draft. No, I feel great. I was nervous at first we were going to trade Lomo away, which I actually think it's a genius pick by Elliott Wolf. Like, super unsexy, super, like, boring, kind of confusing to fans, because it's like, well, if you're drafting him, that means you made a mistake somewhere else. But I'm like,
no,
man,
trenches are trenches.
Yeah, I get it. This biggest guy we signed is super injury prone, and Elijah Vera Tucker. Like, Morgan Moses turns 36 this year, and Will Campbell's coming off an injury.
Those two are not playing a full season.
Elijah what are we going to just assume, cross our fingers, you know? Like, I do think that's what killed us by the end. Our playoff stretch, it was because we had a broken rookie line that was playing hurt.
Yeah.
Like, so this, I really like it. I think I wanted to go edge there. If we didn't get Gabe Yakis with our second pick and trade up for him, and let him
Both.
fall off the board, I would have been devastated. I would have been like, we're fucked at edge. Because he was really the last
He was the last
piece that could
even
play this
decent
year.
edge. It felt like.
Yeah.
And
And I actually feel really good about him, too. But
I will say about Lomu, some people had him going mid first, some people had him going late first, some people had him going early second. It felt like O-line mocks were all over the place.
It went
so fast. If going into it, I heard something online that maybe you thought the Chiefs wanted to tackle, maybe you thought the Niners wanted to tackle, and that's why you trade up. Either way, I don't know what team it would have went to, but he would have been off the board. They were going so fast.
Yes, I agree.
And about him,
we were sitting there at the Bears pick, and he was the best available. And we said, all right, Bears should take
should've
Lomu.
got him.
Yeah, definitely.
Mistake. I think I had a mock with him going to the Bears because he's a left tackle who's taken right tackle reps, and the Bears need someone who could be left tackle this year but transition to right tackle.
I think I'm a little skeptical of that. I think he's only played left tackle. Elliot Wolf in his presser was like, at his pro day, he lined up on the right side, and we felt comfortable. We'll see.
He's gonna be your sixth lineman this year, though.
Right, he's not gonna even start. That's the thing. And then, if someone's not playing well, I've seen probably our worst lineman at this point is Owenu, who's
not the Georgia center.
I'm kind of
young.
I like Wilson. He's young. Yeah. Wenu's we got a 5th rounder 7 years ago or 6 years ago. He's 29ish, and he's just kind of our lowest ceiling person. If Elijah Vera Tucker's healthy, I've seen Elijah Vera Tucker moves to right guard, and we just bring Lomo in to either left tackle and then we have Campbell and Lomu on our left side of our line, wherever you want to put them. But
I know, look, I'm not saying Will Campbell should move. That is a topic that's been out there. That is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is Will Campbell came out of college with better tape. Lomu comes out of college with better measurables. So, if another year goes by and people are genuinely worried about Will Campbell, now you have options at the left side, and Campbell will be on your team for 10, 15 years. It's just a matter of, maybe this is a better fit. And I'm not saying that's true, but more linemen never hurts.
Exactly. That's I don't care. I mean, I just disagree with it. I do think Will Campbell, through the first 11 weeks, was one of the best left tackles in the league. And that's the reason Drake May led every category.
That's what I said about Josh Simmons. I think that he,
Well, he didn't play all the first 11
I know.
weeks. But I agree. Will Campbell fell off after the injury. I'll give you that. He looked bad in the playoffs, but he came back too early, and, I expect if he's healthy, I expect him to be one of the best left tackles in the league.
Colin's take was he was like, I heard one O-line coach tell me his issues were not about measurables at all. I had another one tell me they were about measurables. He's like, no one really knows. It's just tackle's a weird position.
Yeah, I mean, Will Campbell's clearly the best left tackle on our team. I think that is still true. But again, I'm fine if Lomu isn't ready to move to guard, right, when he needs to start, and he's more comfortable starting at left tackle. Yeah. Put him at left tackle, put Campbell at guard. I agree. I like it. And then, I really liked Raritan, our 3rd round pick. I wanted us to go tight end. I was speaking the same language as Elliot Wolf. After the Lomu surprised me a little bit, but I get it for the value. And then I was texting you, obviously, really wanting Gabe Yakis.
Yeah, you had to get that edge.
And then I wanted tight end. I was thinking that is our last true thing we don't really have. We lost Hooper, which isn't a big deal. He sucked. I think by the end of the season, Hunter Henry was just playing a little slower than he was out the gate. I like adding... Raritan has size. He's as big as Gronkowski was. He's obviously so much worse, but he is the same size.
And he's your tight end, too, this year, so he can develop.
Exactly. He'll develop, and I think it's classic we see these young tight ends that come out of nowhere in the league. He could... What if he does play Sam Laporta his first year? These guys often fall off after, but I really like that pick. It felt like we got a good deal there. We got him... 95th or something. He was and
I think in
the
draft,
70s on a lot of boards. Yeah,
I think in this draft, if you get someone 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round, 6th round who can play, it's a win. A lot of even analysts said they stopped watching after the 2nd or 3rd round because they were feeling down on the guys. So I think if you get someone who can play, and I think he can play, so
totally, we'll see. It's not. I would have liked a earlier receiver.
I think the Brown deal's done. Seeing them take McKillum, and it felt like signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah, me too. I still do think, and that's the thing. We went trenches, tight end. We're getting Brown in the receiver. It does feel like we're set up next year for kind of a, what's it called?
Pay Drake here?
No, a free pick, a luxury pick in the
luxury.
first round. Like, we can go whatever we need next year.
Careful, you say that now, and then you'll watch.
Barring major injury,
Yeah, exactly.
but like,
you never
yeah.
know. It's the NFL.
I do think, next year I'd be okay. That's where, like, these teams that are taking these luxury picks this year with the 3rd and 4th overall pick, it's like, man, you need a lot of pieces, but...
And, I could see you guys going edge again next year. I think Gabe is good. I think he's the last good one of that group. And honestly, all the edges fell, which we'll get into. But, great pick. Who knows, though? These positions are so weird.
Oh, yeah. Not an elite edge. Yeah,
Yeah.
by no... we could definitely still go edge, yeah.
Yeah, you can always have more trenches.
How you feeling...
I feel
about
good.
your genius trade up.
I know you don't want me to feel good, but I feel good because
Yeah.
before you start misquoting me, I'm going to quote you when you said, I will be most scared of the Chiefs if they go secondary with their first pick. So, quote, Cole Dennis Mathewson?
Edmund Mathewson.
Oh, okay.
Dennis is my father.
I thought it was after your dad. Oh, sorry, Dennis. I thought Cole loved you more than that. So, I will say... Before we get into anything, my whole take is now about market. I was really disappointed when I first saw us trade up for the corner. Then everything came out that the Saints were making the same calls as us, and we had to up our deal. So if we really believe in this guy, go get your guy. That's a whole other take aside. Like, there was other teams...
Fantasy football.
I mean, this...
Go get your guy.
But this is like the number one corner in the draft, and if there's... we know there was 3 teams trying to get him, maybe 5. So
I'm playing. I know. I am that still holds true. It's like that was your biggest need. You went and got it. The value you left out there, I can't just fully get over.
I can because clearly we for months have been apparently secretly meeting with him, saying we wanted him. Like, it was in the building that this was the guy we wanted. So Chiefs are great at scouting corners. Normally we do it later, but normally we're picking later. So everyone's like, oh, Chiefs can always find corners late. We never pick in the top 10. So it's like we found this corner. I really wanted us to go edge at first because I thought the edges were going to go quick. Then all these edges who me and most other people mocked going in the mid-first round and late first round all fell to the second round. I think the mock draft community, the media community, and the fans had a different market value on these edges and corners and O-linemen than the draft did. The O-linemen went really fast. Wide receivers went really fast. And edges completely fell. And there was only 2 corners taking in the first round. After my guy, Delane, who I'm going to get his jersey, the next guy was Chris Johnson, who most people had as a 6th or 7th rated corner. Like, it felt like there was a huge fall off in the NFL's mind between corner 1 and the next corners.
Yeah, I have a pretty hot take here. And listeners, hold me accountable. If you disagree, let me know. But this might be my hottest take I've had since we started this pod.
What's your hot take?
And you might even disagree with me. So maybe I'm wrong. But my hot take is that Emma Cavage is not a complete idiot. And that the things she say don't just mean nothing. And she doesn't just talk out of the side of her neck. And her ball knowledge, her college football ball knowledge is not just, who knows? I don't know. It is what it is.
Not a professional.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you made, some sense when you were talking about that first pick last week. That's why it just kind of shocked me you loved this trade up so much. Here's my took it easy on you. The one quote I want to talk about, too, is, we can't generate a rush unless we send 6. Like, fuck 5. We really can't generate a rush unless we send 6. Which, even if we have great corners, that leaves them out to dry.
That's a great quote. I mean, it's true.
I mean, you were on to something there. So, I do think there was like 3 guys on the board defensively. I think were way better value. I get it. Get your guy. I would have been, like, best case scenario, you sit at 9 and take Delane and you keep 74.
But we know that
you get
wasn't
an elite
possible.
tight end. That's true. For me, then, it's okay. Now we have to use our strength of identifying other good cornerbacks, and we'll take an amazing, better player than Delane. Not at the position, but a better player.
We had him graded as a top 5 player on our board. So to me,
That's fair.
I didn't know that, but you're right. We were terrible at generating a rush this year. Our second and third pick were dedicated to the D-line. Peter Woods, I felt
that's true. Maybe you're fine. Like if
I felt
what's his name? The edge. Thomas?
R. Mason Thomas.
Yeah.
What I like about him is he's a speed rusher. Got Peter Woods, Chris Jones, we got your guy Tonga. We're going to be fine at, like, power, middle, stopping the run. I think Thomas is only going to play, like, second and third downs, like, and literally just be there to get the passer, which I'd be happy with. It sounds like we have, if our D-line is a mix of Chris Jones, Peter Woods, R. Mason Thomas, Tonga, and George Karlaftis, those are like 5 guys who, it's a little more capable. Honestly, I was really annoyed when I first saw the trade up, but then seeing how the board fell did change my mind. I mean, we thought you guys were going to go edge in the 20s, 30, whatever your pick was, like late first round, 20, We've traded up, but you didn't, which surprised me, and I think people knew that this edge group was falling. There was a huge chunk.
But that's not the edge group you guys were involved in. You were involved in a potential top, like, could be the best defensive player in the draft. Like, I would have been more scared if you guys went Caleb down. I know safety is less of a concern, but it's still secondary, and it just anchors it. Like, we talked about trading up with the Browns, actually, on our pod a lot, but that was for David Bailey.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we thought you'd be getting. If you were moving up to the Browns, we thought you'd be getting maybe the best edge in the draft. Like, for that trade up to be corner, it's tough.
I was right about one thing. David Bailey or Arvell Reese fell. So that did happen. I didn't want Arvell Reese because I think he's a linebacker trying to play edge for money reasons. And our best defensive group is linebacker. So
yeah. What happened to, I'd rather have a C secondary and an A+ line if I had to pick one.
That's a good point. I think right now, week 1, we're looking at a B-ish secondary, considering it's young guys. But I think
he'll take a few weeks to.
Yeah, their upside is huge.
Settle in.
I do think the 5 guys I named feels like an A to A- line.
For edge, yeah, I mean, it's really about Thomas, because that's the only edge you're adding, unless Chris Jones is moving back to edge. But, like,
I mean, I think some packages he will, some packages he won't. My other take, though, is I think I've been traumatized by D-line, watching the Chiefs and the Patriots get blown out. And part of that, though, wasn't necessarily true edge, but just a 4 who could work all together. So if we have a 4 or 5 guys who can work all together, like, it doesn't necessarily have to come from the edge, if that makes sense. Even though I thought it did, I still sometimes think,
that's true.
Like, maybe a better option is, like, it goes, like, we just rush 4 and we can get someone up the center. You know, the Spags quote was, the quickest way to get to the quarterback's up the center.
Yeah. That's true. We'll see. Honestly, I liked most of your other picks. I thought you had a nice fall at receiver.
Yeah.
Peter Woods, I don't know if I would have gone Peter Woods. Maybe I would have gone like Folk there. Got a true edge there.
I love the Peter Woods pick. I really like the Peter Woods pick. I think Clemson had a historically bad year, and it'll go down as, like, what happened with Clemson in 2025? Like, they had so much talent. It felt, like, off coaching-wise. It felt off quarterback-wise. Defense had to be on the field a lot because offense was giving the ball away. Peter Woods, this feels like a Chiefs pick because of the crazy upside. His upside is, like, Chris Jones. I saw his comp was like Aaron Donald. That's the best D lineman of all time. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, that's his ceiling, though, is being that good. And the fact that he has all these great measurables, he had a couple good years of college tape. This feels like a Spags project of, like, we have a good culture. We got a good D coordinator. We can develop him.
Totally. I think the risk is like, I agree. There's risk reward. If his ceiling hits, like, obviously. I think the market-wise, the league was telling you the trend down, this guy was falling out of the first round. Like, I like that kind of risk in the second round where it's like, the best player in the draft in the second round, like, I do think
people had him as a late first round pick, mid to late.
Yeah, maybe someone else snags him, but I do think, like, good players can exist on bad teams. You see that all the time in the NFL, especially at those positions.
Yeah.
Like, I think just because your team is bad doesn't mean your production should totally fall off. But I agree. Maybe he's amazing. Like, I really don't know that. I don't know too much. I expected you guys to go edge. Just so it is a little interesting. Especially when you're paying... That's the highest paid position on your team is the position you drafted there, besides Mahomes.
But I think technically Chris Jones makes more than Mahomes this year.
Yeah, okay, he's the highest paid
Yeah.
position. You're like getting his replacement, but he's got years left. Like, ideally, you didn't need to draft a replacement for Chris Jones yet.
I like the model of we bring someone in for like no money and they get to. I'm trying to remember where Caden McDonald went. Because Caden McDonald, where did he go?
I don't remember.
Oh,
either.
he went to the Texans, right?
Oh, yeah.
Caden
They're
McDonald.
loaded up with.
Yeah, I thought that was weird because like. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was there's a D tackle who went before Peter Woods. I don't think it was Caden McDonald. One of them did, and it
Banks.
Banks
to
that's
the
what it
Vikings.
was. That was a reach. That was the reach.
Yeah,
Because
obviously, yeah.
most people were deciding between McDonald and Woods as the D tackle one in the draft. Some mocks had the other. Some mocks had the other. It's kind of great for Peter Woods and Caden McDonald that they're now going to two great defensive minds and get to develop. So,
Totally.
in my mind, we either got, I think we know we got the best corner in the draft. We either got the first or second best D tackle in this draft. Like, when you're talking about prospects. So that feels like a slam dunk. Edge-wise, we got one of those guys in tier 2. It wasn't that Arvo Reese, David Bailey tier. I don't know where to put Ruben Bain because, again, the tape is so good. It's just the
Bain's in that group.
I would say if those guys are the A tier, B's like Bain is in a tier by himself, if that makes sense. Like
That's fair.
And then that whole group of R. Mason Thomas, Cassius Howe, Zion Young, they all went right after the other in some order. We feel like he's the right guy for us, I think, because of the speed. Like, Zion Young was on the board, but he's more power, and we already have power. In my mind, our first 4 picks are either starters day 1 or rotational players day 1. So.
Yes. Yeah.
I think Delane and Woods are starters. Maybe we take Woods out for the sirens are heating me up again. The draft podcast. It's like,
I mean, that's my concern is, like, Delane has to be. He has to start and play every snap, basically. Like, that's where I just struggle. It's not even that, like, I think you guys fucked up and it's disaster. It's like, I think it was bad. It's bad business by Veach. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I can think of like 8 things that happened this year that we could look back and be like, they would have been better off if they did that move differently. Which it is. It's any of those 3 players on defense being much better and like winning Defensive Player of the Year, which is Downs. I think Downs could be way better in the secondary than Delane. If that happens, that's a disaster. If Sonny Styles is like amazing, or if Bain is amazing, and then if McDuffie has a better year this year than Delane, it's a mistake to me. It's a difference of $20 million. This huge McDuffie contract. I don't know.
Well, so the money wise, that's an oversimplification because the way you file your rookie money, it's different. It's just in a different category. You're slotted it, right? Like the
whatever
McDuffie
category
contract,
it's in, it's dollars and cents. Like it is, it's an amount of money.
It's not because we already knew we'd be paying the rookie contract no matter who we're picking there, right?
But it's not like that doesn't go towards against your cap.
Yeah, but it's pre-factored in. It's
numbers.
Not having to give somebody a huge contract. I think I'm glad we didn't go Downs or Styles, even though they might end up being these generational players, because I felt like we had safety was the one secondary position that actually got a check in the offseason, where every corner we brought in were these like first round bust or someone who was a backup. So that felt, and again, I think Nick Bolton, I mean, he might not be, he's a top 3 linebacker in the league, and I don't even think that's debatable. Like, we are great at linebacker. When we were losing this year, Nick Bolton was still leading the league in stats. Like, he is insane. When you have, this is a take I've heard a lot from Colin Cowherd, John Middlecoff, about, like, where the Chiefs were at is they didn't need as many things as people thought we needed, but we needed specific things. So we went and we got those specific things. And yes, we risked a lot to get them, but I think Delane will be a defensive rookie of the year candidate.
Right. I mean, he has to be, or it was the wrong pick. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're going to know this year if you guys reached on him or not. I just think, man, if you just, like, you draft good players and then you sign the players. Like, I think McDuffie could try. I know you were out on him too, but like, man,
watched
you
the Cowboys
didn't.
game.
If you just paid McDuffie, you do not have a need at corner, and that can be an amazing pick.
You
there.
cannot pay a slot corner X corner money. You just cannot do that. That to me was a disastrous business move by the Rams we need to win. Like, this is again where the Rams aren't aligning. If they have to win these next 2 years, give McDuffie that big contract, but don't draft Ty Simpson. Like, to me, you can it felt like we have, I think, at least 7, if not 10 years of Mahomes left, right? So it is, you can't pay someone that much money when Mahomes is going to need a contract restructure.
For me, it's not that. It's $30 million a year. Like, that's what bad receivers get. Like, I just think you can find that money for a really good corner that you drafted.
But it's
I don't
not
know if I
about
buy
that.
it.
It's that he's a slot corner, and he gets torched by true number one receivers. Like, even you
But keep him and then use your second first on the next best corner.
We couldn't keep him because he wanted that money. He wanted top money.
But to me, $30 million is completely doable to pay.
No, he reset the corner market. He's
making $30 million a year with the Rams.
But he reset the corner market. He's now the highest paid corner.
But I don't care if it's like.
But this is a business decision. McDuffie's a great player.
I guess that's my point. I don't mind Delane. I think Delane will be good.
Delane
if
has
you drafted off need. I just think it was bad business from the Chiefs. You didn't have a need. You didn't pay the player that you drafted and was really good. Then you created a huge need with the best pick you're ever going to have in Mahomes' career. You just have to use it on filling that need and trade up for it.
We're still going to field the McDuffie trade next year with picks. You even agreed with me that we got more picks than we would have thought for McDuffie. McDuffie got more than Jalen Waddle. Like, it is...
I guess it just doesn't feel like that. Because basically, instead of drafting
because we're in it now.
Well, instead of drafting at 9, really 6, it felt like you were just... replacing that need you have, and then your actual first pick to add something to the team was at 29.
I think they're completely different players. So first off, he's a full 2 inches bigger than McDuffie. McDuffie is not even 6 feet tall. He is a full 2 inches bigger than McDuffie. He was an
I'm not arguing. The argument is not that he's better or worse. I'm sure he's slightly better than McDuffie.
No,
I just
my
don't know.
take is that think about the quarterbacks we play. Think about the wide receivers we play. The reason we lost McDuffie is the reason we lost the Cowboys game. The reason we lost the Cowboys game is the reason we were in an elimination game with the Chargers when Mahomes got hurt. To me, those little margins are so important. My problem with McDuffie was that we can't. It's just. I look at slot corner and outside corner as 2 different positions. If he was willing to take what I would have valued at slot corner top of the market, which is definitely less than $30 million a year, considering that he can't lock down outside receivers. Whereas Delane's ceiling is he can lock down outside receivers. He only plays on the outside. That is his spot. And we don't have an outside corner. His ceiling is Christian Gonzalez, Derek Stingley, Pat Surtain, that is the comp for him, being on the outside. Whereas McDuffie, because of his size and physical limitations and the style that he plays, he would never be able to truly transition to the outside, right? And when we did put him on the outside, we were pretty exposed. So, to me, this was a move of, McDuffie's a great player. He was perfect for what he is, probably the best slot corner in the league. But financially, we can't play a slot corner the type of money he wants. Let's go see if we can invest in a true outside corner. And I think if Delane is as good as the Chiefs think he will be, they will pay Delane because, again, outside corner is just a different position.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I stand by what I say. I just don't think it was... It just didn't feel like best case. I'd be much more scared of you if you still had McDuffie, took... Delane, you could have didn't even take Delane. That's what I mean. You didn't need to use that capital if you had McDuffie. You wouldn't be as good, but then your rush would be so much better. But your take was our cornerbacks didn't have a fair shot because we never got pressure.
But also, again, we improved the D-line. We didn't do it with our first pick. We improved the D-line in signings and our second and third pick. To me, I'm not going to repeat myself. It's just about the fact that McDuffie is not an outside corner.
I hear that argument. Right, and I'm not doing it as a comparison. I'm not comparing the two.
They're very different players.
Right, but you don't need to trade 74, move up up his contract by $10 million guaranteed to draft him at 6. If you still had McDuffie, you could have taken a later corner. That's an outside corner.
Now we don't have to. Now we save money by trading those picks also. So the money argument goes both ways. And again, if we felt like this,
you could have had Delp at 74. Like that's the one thing you didn't get in the draft. To be fair, different argument. You didn't get a tight end to learn under Kelsey, which might have been a big mistake.
Who's the best GM in the league, in your opinion?
Howie?
Yes, I have a Howie Roseman quote for you. If you solved everything with your draft, you probably made a mistake and reached on several players.
Yeah.
So
I don't see how that applies at all.
Because we did. That's true. We got running back in the offseason, right? We're trusting that our new wide receiver coach is going to develop wide receivers. We didn't solve a lot of the questions we have in our draft, but we found good value. We took guys we wanted, right? We took guys who could start right now. Yes. So that's how that quote applies. Again, to me, it fills me with like passion when the Chiefs were like, this was our guy for months. We had to jump the Saints. And also, Saints fans are tweeting out like, fuck my life. They jumped ahead of us for Mahomes and now they jumped ahead of us for Delane. Like, it's honestly kind of goated because like, we've done that to them twice now and could be 2 generational players. We know it's one generational player, so.
Yeah. No, I don't agree. If it works out, great. But he needs to be like...
He needs to be good by November.
Or my take again is just bad business. Like, if the plan was to sell the secondary, we're gonna develop a new I mean, obviously, like I don't think it's really that much on the board that Delane is gonna be better than McDuffie this year. Like, I think that's an awful lot to ask of a rookie.
I think it is. I think he might feel better than McDuffie because of the position he plays. I think slot corner can be a very not glamorous role like that. You know how many interceptions McDuffie had for the Chiefs?
How many?
It was like, we went over this a few podcasts ago. It was either 3 or 4 in his whole 5 years.
But interceptions isn't really what corner is about to me. Like,
that's true.
Christian Gonzalez is not an interception cornerback, and he might be the best cornerback in the league. Like, I do think it's...
But he... Yeah. Again, it's just such a... I don't want to repeat myself. It's just, to me, it all boils down to we had to get rid of him because he's not an outside corner and he wanted that money. And you can't... You can't sustain the type of players we want to bring in by paying a player way above their value.
Right, which I think you're doing with, like, Chris Jones right now, which is killing you. I just think, to me, as a fan, like, it's not my money. I get it if your owner didn't want to shell out the $30 million a year for him, but, like, I don't think it was actually gonna affect the cap all that much. Like, cap rises every year.
It was gonna kill the cap, and also.
But that to me is like, McDuffie is the kind of guy you should be paying. Like, let Chris Jones go. He's too old and he's so expensive.
It's not even about the cap. You're not listening. It's not about the cap. It's about the positional value, right? It's positional value. Slot corner is valued way under outside corner. So, and he wanted outside corner money. It's positional value. So it's not even about the fact that it would have killed our cap. It's about the fact that you gotta stick to the market. You have to. That's how you keep good players across the board. And I'm just gonna hype up my guy Delane. Taller and bigger than McDuffie. We know this stat's already gone viral. No touchdowns allowed this last year of college. No touchdowns allowed. Do you know how many first downs he allowed? Just guess.
5.
7 total.
Nice.
In the SEC. Like,
okay.
What I like about him is he's really great in coverage. He has, I would say, pretty good interception and great forced fumble numbers. But even more than that, he tackles. And you can't be a Spags corner without tackling.
Totally. No, I hear that. You could go down the line, though, with Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Ruben Bain, talk about all that stuff.
But it's not about the best player. It's about best player for your needs. Sonny Styles was not a need. Caleb Downs was not a need.
Right.
Was a need.
Yes, that is my exact point. Thank you. If the Chiefs hadn't created this insane need, they could have upped another part of their team in a major way. And
we don't need a linebacker. We have one of the best linebacker groups in the NFL.
Edge. You could have, there's so... Safety, you could have just added an elite player. Instead, you ended up trading so much capital, moving up.
I think Monster Delane is going to be a better player in 5 years than Ruben Bain, based off of pure measurables alone, like pure talent alone. Like he
Yep.
he was the fastest corner in the draft by multiple like split seconds.
But again, to me, it's not like we're adding this corner. It's like, no, you lost both your corners, and now you're adding.
That's how the draft works.
Ideally, it doesn't.
We created a need.
It wasn't ideal, though. I give you that.
We created a need, but we filled it better for the future.
Yes, the need was filled. I'll give you that, but nothing was added. Exactly.
I think we added 2 D linemen, a rush end and a D tackle.
You do see my point, like that. This is the best draft pick you'll ever have in Mahomes' career, and instead of using it on that, we got the next
This is values we've assigned to players. This is the value that the NFL and the Chiefs front office have assigned, right? Because we know the Saints and the Commanders were also trying to get Delane. It's also been rumored the Cowboys and the Dolphins were trying to get Delane. So there's 5 teams going after this guy, right?
4 of the worst front offices in the history of the league. But yes, I hear you.
The Saints have a pretty good front office. I would say that they're considered a pretty good drafting team.
It's been irrelevant for 5 years, but
I don't know. I think that you just want to hate on the pick. You said
I really don't.
It was secondary. I think he's going to be defensive
Not
rookie of the year.
Not at 6 though.
I think
he's
going to be defensive rookie of the year.
Okay, if that happens, great pick. If that doesn't happen, there's a lot
if he's a finalist for defensive rookie of the year, it's a great pick. It's hard to win defensive rookie of the year as a corner.
Yes, if he's I'll give you that too. If he's a finalist, that's to me he has to be that. Otherwise,
I think he is.
I think this was a disaster for the Chiefs. We'll see.
I expect him to be a star by November. I mean, again, It's the first 2 months of the year. It's like rookies are finding their footing. I'm not going to kill him in September. I expect him to be...
Me neither, but if you are losing games, it's you should have kept your vet and McDuffie and added an insane edge.
Cole, are you stupid?
How is that not an option?
You're being stupid. You can't pay a slot corner X money. You just can't.
The Rams can.
Well... I like it for the Rams if they're going all in on 2 years. I liked it a lot more before they drafted Ty Simpson, to be honest. Because it felt like they were going all in for 2 or 3 years.
But see, they're saying the same thing you're saying. See, we actually didn't need much. So we had the ability to do this. We had no needs.
We needed more than the Rams. But
yeah, exactly.
But again, I think our first 4 picks are going to be starters. Delane's going to be a starter no matter what. Peter Woods is going to be a starter. Our Mason Thomas is going to be in rotational downs. He's not going to be in for first downs with where they're planning the run. He's not so great against the run. And then Kennedy he's a hybrid safety and slot corner. So to me, he's also going to get some playing time, maybe inside, maybe back as a safety. I mean, great versatile Spags player.
Yeah.
Love it.
Your defense got so much better. I'd be lying if I wasn't okay, Mahomes coming off an injury, you didn't add a tackle, you waited till the 5th round to add a receiver. I don't know.
We don't need a tackle. We do not need a tackle. We've already invested too much in tackle. We don't need a tackle. Josh Simmons was...
It looked tough for Mahomes last year with that line.
Well, this is what everyone's saying. Everyone's going off of our hurt line. When we were playing with our line is when the Chiefs were good last year. There was a 5-week stretch where we were the number 1 Super Bowl odds and Mahomes was number 1 MVP. And that was the time, obviously, when the line was healthy. Things fell apart when the line fell apart, just like every team. So, Josh Simmons...
that's not there's no guarantee linemen... Linemen are sometimes never the same after an injury. Counting on an injured lineman.
Josh Simmons wasn't injured, though. That was a mysterious thing.
Yeah. Josh Simmons, jury's still out. We'll see.
I mean, he was so good when he played that if he doesn't disappear again, I'm fully back in on him, right?
Okay.
I think he was a top 5 rated tackle when he played. Now, best quality's availability, right? So that shit can't happen again. But I wasn't worried about our line at all, to be honest. The interior of our line is set, and we have Josh Simmons. As long as he plays, he's good. I mean, that right tackle position we're having a battle for in camp, but we've already added guys in these previous drafts to battle for that right tackle position, so we can't do that. And as for the weapons, I mean, Kenneth Walker is going to be huge, and where do you rank Rasheed, wide receiver wise? Because when he played, he was a top 5 fantasy wide receiver, right?
I don't know where I rank Rasheed. I think it's more just
No,
We're basically running the offense back plus a new running back.
Well, that's a huge addition. People never stuff the box on us, right? And I think either they're not going to stuff the box and open things up for Walker, or they are going to stuff the box and open things up for Mahomes. They're asking Mahomes and Bieniemy to do what they did in 2022.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Bieniemy is the biggest addition to the offense.
Kenneth Walker and Bieniemy. But the question is,
Walker.
where do you rank Rashid? That is what the question is.
I guess it's hard. I don't know. We haven't seen a whole season. I don't have a... this is what he does in a whole season stat line to really go off of.
If he is...
I like him a lot.
I expect a full season of Rashid for him to emerge as a true number one option. Not like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, but he's going to be more of that slot number one option. So I think part of this is that we get Rashid for a full season. They owe it to the wide receivers they've drafted to try and run it with these wide receivers, right? We spent a lot of picks on wide receiver. We had a wide receiver coach who never played wide receiver because he was a Nepo hire by Clark Hunt, big L by the Hunt family. And, Andy and Bieniemy put a stop to that, and they brought in the old Patriots wide receiver coach who worked with Edelman and all those guys. So, to me, we need to develop wide receivers. We can't just throw darts over and over again. I do like Cyrus Allen. I felt like he was a steal of the draft for us.
He got good value there.
Good value.
I agree. I guess that's the biggest offensive changes is coaching. It's the receiver coach and the coordinator.
Even if Kenneth Walker's not a top 5 running back, we know this, but he's still the best running back Mahomes has ever had. And if people leave the box open, he's going to break off big runs. So they can't do that. It'll have to be that they respect the running game a little, which will completely change the offense. Again, I think the plan for the offense is Mahomes and Bieniemy are going to do what they did in 2022. Plus a better run game. A lot of dinking and dunking.
It's a good plan.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good plan.
It worked pretty well, but...
Yeah, exactly. I also think Rashid is better than any wide receiver we had in 2022. Any wide receiver we had in 2022.
Yeah. We just, I guess the thing with Rashid and the weapons is, why was it bad last year?
Well, Rashid hasn't played a full season with us, and Worthy was hurt. So I think that we got to give him a chance this year.
Yeah.
I also think it will take.
I do feel good about your defense post-draft. Defense, it's young. It'll take time to develop. You gotta hope you don't lose games early.
By January, they'll be good.
Defense will be good. Offense, I mean, hopefully it's just coaching. And...
The offense will be good if Mahomes is good. That is my take. What tells me about our draft.
One thing is, he was pretty good last year, right?
He was pretty good last year.
We're not blaming Mahomes.
Statistically, he had a good year.
Team. Yeah.
I think this is what I've seen from the Chiefs. The defense was a huge problem last year, which I agree. We couldn't get off the field in third down. We let up a lot of third and longs. We had issues stopping the run, and we typically never have issues stopping the run. So what the draft told me, the Chiefs felt the defense needed a major personnel upgrade and to get younger. We cut a lot of older guys who people don't know as well. People only know Chris Jones, but there was old guys scattered throughout the entire defense. Those guys have been cut. We trust Spags. We trust Chris Jones. We trust Nick Bolton. That's what the draft tells me, is that we're adding more help to those guys on defense, right? What also the draft tells me is the Chiefs felt like their offense would be majorly upgraded with a running game, which is true. You could go back and watch the tape, how people play us. They know we're not running the ball, and they know if we're running the ball, we're getting 2 yards because we have bad running backs. So the run game in Bieniemy, I think, is going to be a huge help.
For me, the run game, I think the Walker's coming off the longest and the most successful season of his career. So kind of what we were talking about with CMC. If it's every other year, it could be disaster.
I think Emmett Johnson's going to play.
Yeah, I guess so. I just think, run game is not fully about, Saquon on the Giants. Run game is not always about the running back. And the Chiefs haven't had a good run game in 5-ish years. Is that just every running back they've had has sucked? Or is there, is it the scheme? Is it the line?
Andy doesn't run the ball. But now we brought in Bieniemy, who led the league with 2 rushers last year, had 2 of the biggest he had a great dual backfield. So I think Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey are great interior. Trey Smith has gone on interviews saying he's really excited to run the ball more. That was who he was out of college. He was a running blocker, right? So I think Yeah, I'm not worried about the line. I'm worried about the number of times a run play is called, but I think Bieniemy will help with that. My take is that part of it was that Andy's a pass-happy guy, but I think with the Mahomes injury, he's going to be like, let's ease Patrick in, build a strong run game. They can't expect Patrick to be Superman in September. That is my take. They can expect him to be Superman maybe post-Halloween or post-Christmas, like around that time.
Yeah.
But in September, they can't ask Patrick to put the team on his back like he did last year. That's how he got hurt. He was leading the league rushing as a quarterback. Mm-hmm. So, no, my expectation for the Chiefs is to be right back in the AFC Championship.
Yeah. Big jump. Got to beat a playoff team first.
I mean, I will go down swinging that Mahomes was a 500 team last year, which is not good, but it was still a 500 team, and then we just tanked. I've never seen a team tank like we tanked after Mahomes went down. We were like sitting there.
That's Chiefs fans creating the narrative. You guys were irrelevant and out of it with Mahomes healthy.
See, this is crazy. That we were not irrelevant. That Chargers Chiefs game was one of the biggest games of the week when Mahomes went down because people were like, if the Chiefs win this game, they will make the playoff. Like it was an elimination game, and he went down with the ball in field goal range off of a dirty hit,
while losing the game. Yeah.
But
I don't know. In a must-win game with less than 5 minutes left, Mahomes doesn't have the lead.
He was gonna win that game. He was going to.
No,
win.
We cannot make up facts about it.
He had the ball in field goal range, ready to tie the game, and then Gardner Minshew threw a pick.
They were right on the edge, just outside field goal range, losing in a must-win game to a team they.
Mahomes we can't rewrite history. Mahomes just got the first down. That was a great Mahomes game, honestly. I mean, he started.
Mahomes was healthy, suited up against 5 playoff teams in 2020.
But again,
and lost to all of them. I don't think they weren't close.
You're being a dick.
Year.
That's an oversimplification.
It's not. It's why it's a simple fact.
No, that is an oversimplification. He beat the Lions, the Ravens, and the Colts.
Awful teams. At
the time, the Colts were
Colts is the one who, if they didn't have injuries, probably would have been a playoff team.
Also, Ravens.
Yeah, but everyone knew they were frauds.
That's not
true. No one was like, the Colts are the best.
In October, I was like, I think the Colts are frauds. And you were like, no, that's a bad take. They're good. I literally remember that conversation. And the Ravens, that was the biggest game at the time. The Lions, that was the biggest game at the time. Both of them were confident wins. I think
that's the Chiefs... thing. At the time, they were bad teams last year that most teams beat, is who the Ravens and the Lions were.
Yeah, but I mean, at the time, the Ravens were...
I can't pretend...
We beat the Ravens.
Right, at the time. We beat the Falcons when they were the best defense in the league and they
sucked. Good
for
you.
That was one of the bad teams.
Trophy.
We can't go back and make stuff up, Emma.
I'm not making stuff up. My take is that the Chiefs were not a 6-win team last year with Mahomes. They were a 500 team. That is my take. That they were 6-6, about to get eliminated or have a game to put them up to make the playoffs, and Mahomes went down. I'm not saying they were a good team, but I'm not saying they were as bad as people think they were. That is my whole take. We probably, if Mahomes was healthy, we probably would have missed the playoffs at 10-7. We probably would have been a tiebreaker team that missed the playoffs. And honestly, that would have been worse.
We'll never know. In 10 years, we're going to say, remember the 6-win season?
In 10 years, we're going to say, hey, he one time won as many games as the rings he has. That's kind of crazy.
It was crazy. The clock's still ticking.
But I think
400 days since he's been a playoff team.
It was just a season from hell. But
no,
at the end of the day...
I agree. I think you can come back. I think expecting AFC Championship as just
AFC Championship
expectation
or bust. AFC Championship or bust. AFC Championship
That's
or bust.
I definitely don't think
we're making the AFC Championship. It's not even a negotiable. If we don't make the AFC Championship, it's a disaster. It is.
That's what I'm saying. I think Veach needs to go. I think he's had
Veach
this is
his
great. Third bad year.
This was a great draft. Great draft by Veach. He's
Wow, we don't know.
I think it was a great draft. And also,
except before you thought you wanted him to do everything differently.
I'm not a professional.
You're an honorable fan.
I'm not a professional.
I think that's a bullshit take. I think fans often know what's best for the team, and teams make mistakes. We see it half of these picks are going to be disasters for the GMs in round one, and the fans are going to be right. Sometimes it is fans are mad about a pick, and then it's Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, and they look like idiots. Most of the time, the fans are
No.
keyed in to what their team needs. I think that's
for predictions week, I will be predicting Mahomes as comeback player of the year, which probably most people will be. And I will be
yeah.
predicting Delane as defensive rookie of the year. I will be predicting no, Reed could never win coach of the year. He's too established. But no, I mean, I think the Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl, or at least going to the AFC Championship. Again, we're not as far off as people think. The 6-win Chiefs were really the 500 Chiefs with Mahomes, and Mahomes is just keeping us afloat.
right. I hear that, but here's where like you guys weren't that, and then you added all these picks. You were that. You lost your entire secondary. You have no continuity. Then you did the draft.
Time we lost
re-put some of those pieces.
Last time we lost our entire secondary, we won the Super Bowl. So I don't know, like. And McDuffie was a rookie when that happened. That was the year we drafted that whole secondary group, won the Super Bowl. I think Delane's better than McDuffie. I'm putting that chip on the table right now. If the Rams force McDuffie to play outside, he's not going to be able to cover JSN. He's not going to be able to cover... Oh, he'll probably be able to cover Mike Evans. He's pretty old. But,
Delane's not... This year, Delane's not going to be able to cover JSN, Jamar Chase.
This year, Delane is going to surprise
everyone
the
else,
hell out
but like
of you.
the number ones.
Delane's going to be amazing. Peter Woods is going to be amazing. R. Mason Thomas is going to be amazing. Like,
right.
Mahomes...
I don't know. I know you think Patriots are clearly going to be better than the Chiefs this year, in my opinion.
I guess just
That's an insane take to
me and Vegas are just on the same page.
God, I would not want to be there preseason with Vegas. They get everything wrong.
Vegas has you guys at 8 or 9 wins. Ooh, pretty disrespectful. Vegas has us at 10 or 11. Ooh, still disrespectful.
I think it's 9.5 to 10.5. Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Chiefs are winning 12 games, and
oof. Okay.
Mahomes has averaged 13 wins his entire career, so let's knock it because he's coming off an
Mahomes
injury.
is a 30-year-old coming off an ACL, so we'll see.
I mean, we've never seen a quarterback like him before. The way he trains helps you recover from injury. He trains in a new way, right? And I know you disagree. Like, it's just a fact. His training is different.
Okay.
I'm saying right now, the Chiefs are going deeper in the playoffs than the Patriots.
Yeah, okay.
And you're nervous about that
because the Chiefs gotta make the playoffs. I'll see that. Pats are into the playoffs, so I think Pats are much...
Most people don't have you guys in the playoffs.
That honestly doesn't surprise me, but... Like, no one had us in the playoffs last year, and I was still pretty high on us.
You like to bully the Chiefs. Me, I've been
I'm not even bullying. I'm just voicing my concerns that you're unable to hear.
I don't have concerns.
I know you don't. It's impressive. You're a great fan.
I'm the most diehard fan you'll meet. I mean, I have no concerns. My only concern actually is that we develop our wide receivers. I'll be honest, that's a concern. Because we have not been
offense. The offense is the concern. Defense should be good. You need to be able to not think about that.
There's a difference. Yeah. I'm not worried about the offense because I think we're going to change the way we play offense a little bit to help Mahomes.
That would make me nervous.
I mean, if we run the ball more
Won 3 Super Bowls, don't change it too much.
If we run the ball more than 8 times a game, we're changing the way we play offense. So I think that needs to change. But my concern, I would say my biggest concern is I want to make sure we're developing wide receivers. But that's like a general note that we've had over the last few years has been a problem. So
yeah.
No, I'm putting right now, board bet, Chiefs are going deeper in the playoffs than the Patriots are.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that all day. I'll start looking at jerseys, honestly. Let's do that.
We haven't
Loser buys the other team a jersey.
Okay, let me send you a Mansour Delane jersey link, defensive rookie of the year version. Actually,
honestly, send that to me. I'll just have you buy it anyway, and then I can just burn it right up in front, like a nice $200 jersey.
No, I mean, I'm going to get you no jersey because you'll be kissing Mahomes' 4th ring after we crush you guys in the AFC Championship.
It's going to be more about who can make the playoffs, you know what I mean?
I'm not betting against the Patriots to make the playoffs because I'm a good friend. Did you hear that? I'm a very good friend.
No, I'm not betting against you guys either, but man, I don't know. It's a long way to go. It's not. Well, that's my thing. We're not where we usually are with the Chiefs, which I feel like is still how your mind is operating with it. It's like
year.
We have now seen
one fluke year.
Is it a fluke year? Yeah,
if we go back to the AFC Championship this year, you have to admit it was a fluke year. Like
sure. Yeah, Mahomes is amazing off the ACL.
Yeah, even if he's...
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'm so fine doing that. I'm not going to hold in my ways and be like, no. Like, also, maybe I'm wrong, but...
I'm way nicer about the Patriots than you are about the Chiefs. I'm one of the only people I know who's picking y'all to win the division.
That's fair. But that's because you hate... But that's
I'm a good
not,
friend.
no, that's a fake stat because you fucking hate the Bills.
I'm a
'cause
good
that's-
friend. No, it's because I'm
No,
a good
that's
friend.
bullshit.
You're a bad friend. You're like, I hope Mahomes gets hurt.
You had,
like,
no, that's not at all. Now you're putting words in my mouth. But you had, like, I'm not gonna.
no, you were
Are
very
you
nice when
so
Mahomes was hurt.
positive? You're so positive about the Chiefs. Like, you
Easy
do
to
need
positive.
someone in your ear. You guys won 6 games, and not a lot is different.
Mahomes
besides
went
your
500
rookies on
and got
defense.
hurt. Mahomes went 500 and got hurt.
Yeah, and Brady went 500 and made the play. It's like,
It's true.
that's what you try to compare it to every time. Not the same. Not the same.
Well, sorry
No.
that Brady got to
You
beat
can't
up
say
on
that
the
every time.
worst division
Sorry,
in
Brady
football.
always makes the playoffs.
He got and then Mahomes has never lost in the AFC bracket in regular time. Isn't that crazy? That's
Brady has never lost in the playoffs to Patrick Mahomes because he's so
Well,
much better than him.
But Mahomes has had a better first 7 years than anyone we've ever seen. So I'm going to trust that that's going to continue. You know?
Yeah.
Even
Floor is
with-
already so much lower than Brady's. Though.
Even with a down year, he still is the most winning quarterback in his first 7 years. Isn't that crazy?
No, that's exactly what I'd expect, honestly.
And he has
Like,
the best stats out of anyone in their first 7 years. So I expect a Bieniemy resurgence. Mahomes, 4,000 yards and 38 touchdowns.
All right.
I
Good
hope
luck.
that there's. I want
Good
there
luck
to be.
out there.
I want there to be less touchdowns though than I mean, we need to run
think
the
it's
ball
gonna-
a little more on the goal line.
Right, if we're changing the offense, this is going to be one of Mahomes' worst statistically. Like, you got to pick, which is it? Are we changing the offense
Okay.
or is Mahomes?
Well, this is our board bet. Loser buys the winner of Jersey. Chiefs
Love it.
going deeper than the Pats.
You're on. You're on.
You're on. Have a good day, listeners. Comment who you're rooting for.